Abstracting Reality, The Journey of Piet Mondriaan. Who was Piet Mondriaan? Pieter Cornelis Mondriaan Jr., known as Piet Mondriaan, was a Dutch painter and art theoretician who was regarded as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. He is known for being one of the pioneers of 20th century abstract art, as he changed his artistic direction from figurative painting to an increasingly abstract style, until he reached a point where his artistic vocabulary was reduced to simple geometric elements. Pieter was the second child of Pieter Cornelis Mondriaan, Sr., who was an amateur draftsman and headmaster of a Calvinist primary school in Amersfoort. The boy grew up in a stable yet creative environment. His father was part of the Protestant Orthodox circle that formed around the conservative Calvinist politician Abraham Kuyper, and his uncle, Frits Mondriaan, belonged to the Hague School of Landscape Painters. Both uncle and father gave him guidance and instruction when, at age 14, he began to study drawing. He received his formal training by attending the Rijksmuseum van Beelden in Amsterdam. Piet Mondriaan took an interest in Impressionist techniques and this form of art with the early works that he did. Like Van Gogh, Mondriaan uses pure, glowing colors and expressive brushwork under the influence of pointillism and fauvism. The Rijksmuseum van Beelden Kunsten, State Academy of Fine Arts, was founded in 1870 in Amsterdam. It is a classical academy, a place where philosophers, academics and artists meet to test and exchange ideas and knowledge. The school supports visual artists with a 2-year curriculum. Willow Grove, Impression of Light and Shadow is an experimental study from Mondriaan who is aiming to learn about how to capture certain atmospheric conditions within an Impressionist style. In this painting, Mondriaan wanted to set down his entire vision of nature, his credo as regards the world. The calm prevailing over the entire picture, despite the violence of the tree's movement, is that of an equilibrium, the equilibrium which Mondriaan wished to triumph over the tragedy of facts. Composition with red, yellow and blue represents a mature stage of Mondriaan's abstraction. It seems to be a flat work, but there are differences in the texture of different elements. While the black stripes are the flattest of the paintings, in the areas with color are clear the brushstrokes, all in the same direction. The white spaces are, on the contrary, painted in layers, using brushstrokes that are put in different directions. And all of these produce a depth that, to the naked eye, cannot be appreciated. Mondriaan's Victory Boogie Woogie seems to viewers to be not the reflection of something optically perceived, but the depiction of a feeling for life, of a style of life, the joyous expectation, the sure hope of victory over tyranny, misrule, and personal glorification, a victory that Mondriaan had been looking forward to since 1917. And unfortunately, it may also be symbolic that Victory Boogie Woogie remained unfinished as the victory because Piet Mondriaan succumbed to pneumonia at the age of 71 and died on February 1, 1944. Mondriaan was described by critic Robert Hughes, in his 1980 book The Shock of the New, as one of the supreme artists of the 20th century. Likewise, in his television documentaries of The Shock of the New, Hughes referred to Mondriaan, considered again as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century, who was one of the last painters who believed that the conditions of human life could be changed by making pictures. Dutch art historian Karel Blotkamp, an authority on de Stijl, reaffirmed the same belief that he was one of the great artists of the 20th century. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.